Hi everybody and welcome back to Boxing Saves Lives with myself, JP Smith. What else are you going to do on a Sunday? Today I'm talking to Zack Hawley. Zack is a soon-to-be 16-year-old boxer from Hockwell Ring Amateur Boxing Club in Luton. And I've been watching Zack over the last, I've met him a few months ago briefly down at the gym with his mum and dad. And I've been talking to Zack online about doing this interview. So there's a couple of reasons for that. The first one is Zack is really, really good at promoting himself on social media, and he's very, very, very committed boxer. He's done some brilliant videos and that, showing himself doing workouts and that through lockdown. But also, I have noticed from Zack's social media is that he struggled with his mental health even before lockdown, and a few issues that were going on before, over the last couple of years. So he's soon to turn 16. Like I said, I've met his mum and dad a few months ago, but also just to confirm that we've received consent from his mum and dad to do our interview today. So I'm really excited to speak to him. We haven't met other than a few seconds there in the hallway of Hockwell Ring Boxing Club. So really excited to hear his story. So here he is. Let's speak to Zack Hawley. How are you doing, Zack? You okay, pal?
Yeah, I've been good, thanks. How you been?
I'm great. Let me just turn you up a wee bit here. Yeah, you know what? These Instagram, as you probably know, I've been doing a few of these videos since the summer and that.
Yeah.
And I started off recording little bits on camera and then little bits here and there and then trying to put it, well, I'm not putting it together. My wife puts it all together because she's good like that. Yeah. But now what I do is I do a little introduction when somebody comes on. So by the time you get on, I've kind of done a little bit of a chat about, who's coming on and what their story is. And the way I've introduced you today, Zack, was I mentioned that I met you briefly down at Hockwell Ring with your mum and dad a few months ago. But I've been watching a lot of what you've done on social media in terms of your training and stuff like that. And that's why I wanted to speak to you about, your ambitions to be a boxer. But also, that I've seen your updates about mental health and your struggles and what's happened with you in school and that. Yeah. So are you happy enough for us to talk all about that? I know you've, got consent from your mum and dad and all of that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm down about that.
Lovely, thanks. Well, let's take it back to the very beginning then, Zack. Tell us a little bit about what's happened over the last couple of years and how you got to end up coming to a boxing club.
So originally I was around 13 years old, started getting picked on, bullied by some older lads in school quite severely, which led to me, which I'd kind of had anxiety beforehand, but that kind of just strengthened it to the point where I didn't really know how to deal with things at all. And then I got diagnosed later on with PTSD, OCD++, and anxiety++. And every week I'd have to go somewhere after school, get counselling, go speak to people about what I was dealing with. And after the lads left, I was in a slightly better place, but I didn't stay for long because I had some more problems with people in the next year of school. And then my anxiety and just mental health got to the point where I just couldn't take it anymore. I felt like I was just going to flip out at anyone at any moment of time. And then it got to the early lockdown period where I was still in a very rough place and couldn't really deal with things on my own. And it got to the point where I said to my parents how I just didn't want to live anymore, and I just struggled to get out of bed every day, really. And my family are always supportive of me, tried to help me as much as they could. My mum was like, we're trying our best, but we're just wanting to try and make you feel better. And I said, the only person who's going to be able to do that is me. So I've always I'd always loved boxing. Like, it was when I was initially getting bullied when I was 13, I wanted to go to a gym, but my parents weren't that sure about it. They thought he'll just sack it off, but I thought it'd bring me some confidence then. When I said I need to sort myself out, I need to make this change, I knew I'd always wanted to pursue my ambition in boxing, and I thought this is the perfect time. This is how I'm going to change me become a better person, fix my mental health and so on.
Yeah.
So started training, and really enjoying it, boosting my mental health, getting a lot fitter than I was.
Yeah.
So I used to be quite underweight as well. Like I was like 6'1", 6'2".
That's what I was just going to say to you, Zach, because I often, when I'm explaining to people, is that when it comes to being bullied or getting caught up in things that you're not supposed to, you know, people need to understand that it doesn't matter if somebody is 6'1" or 6'2", they can still be badly bullied. They can still get caught up in things, because the problem is, now you're a bit baby-faced, but you'll have a lot of kids around your age who will look a lot older than they are and get caught up in trouble, you know, get exploited and brought into gangs and that. Where on the outside, you would look at them and go, well, that kid should be all right to handle. It must be about 18. But actually, on the outside, that's it's completely deceiving, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like there's so many people in my year who just look a lot older than they are and are built like they're in their 20s. And it's like the people who I was bullied by were like that. And it's just kind of that self-confidence thing, kind of just low. But then it's just building my confidence, getting into a good place mentally and knowing who I am really.
And what was it like when you first came into first of all, was it just because you really liked boxing? How did you get into even watching boxing to begin with? I guess you were just watching on TV, or did somebody you know get into it?
It was mainly just watching it on TV, really. Like I remember, I think I was like 11 or I think I just turned 12, and I hadn't really like ever watched boxing really. I watched AJ Klitschko live, and I still hadn't like properly got into it. But I just remember watching that, and just from there, I kept seeing boxing media and just everything going on with it. So I was like, I always had like a passion for like martial arts and just fighting in general. Like even in primary school, I'd always have like little scraps with my friends on the playground just for the fun of it, just because all enjoyed it. And it kind of just after that, I just kept getting into it, kept seeing more of it, and then gradually I just kept wanting to learn more about it, study it, and learn how to box.
And what was it like that first time? And I mean, I'm guessing you must live somewhere near Hockering. How did you decide on Hockering? What was it like that first time you went in?
I remember the first time I went in, it was I went to a younger session beforehand. I went to one younger session, then after that I've been going to the adult sessions ever since. And it was a bit weird the first time I ever went, so I loved it. But it's as well, I think anyone can relate to this. When you first go into a boxing gym, it's like no one really cares that you're there. Like everyone else is just there to train. You can kind of like the coaches might pay a bit of attention to you, but once you keep consistently going, that's when people begin to notice you and like, oh, this kid actually wants to fight and so on. So it's like it was quite weird. So I remember I used to go because I go to the adult sessions. I was like just this skinny there was this like all these like bigger guys, and then there's just one skinny 15-year-old kid who's just there to fight. And it was I remember I was like it just felt weird at first, but I just loved it and began to talk to people there, began to make friends and so on. And now I'm just in love with the game, really. Literally, because whenever I walk into the gym, you know, Paul.
Yes, yeah, Paul Webb.
Yeah, Paul Webb. Whenever I go to the gym, he always just goes to me. You always walk in here with a smile on your face.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I like being here. It's literally like my ideal place to be, really.
I love that. And you know, what was it like when you went home after that first session? Because I presume your mum or dad must have dropped you off, and then your mum was probably sitting there going, "What's going to happen by the time you go?" What was it like when you came home and told them how you'd felt it went?
I mainly just said I need to go again when I need to get to the next session. I don't care when it is, where it is. I just need to be fighting. I just need to be boxing because I love the environment so much. People there, everyone at Hawkwell Ring's such nice people, great coaches and so on, great boxers as well. So it was mainly I just wanted to get back down there again because I was learning so much and improving so much. So I just wanted to be there as fast as soon as possible, really.
And how many sessions did you start doing in the beginning? Did you start doing a couple of sessions a week, or did you take it one a week at a time? Did you get?
Yeah, so I started because of lockdown and so on, we've only been able to do like Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then we have Saturdays strength conditioning sessions. So I've been turning up to every one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been turning up to every one of them at the adult sessions. So yeah, I've just mainly just been trying to get there as much as I possibly can.
And you know what? It sounds like you've really been working hard in the background, and you know, I've seen what you've been doing on Instagram and things like that. So you're obviously very committed towards it now, Zach, which is absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
But what was it that first time? You know, I often say to people, because some people go in and train, like you said, just to train. But what was it like that first time you decided you're going to get into the ring and do some sparring? How easy was that decision for you, for starters?
To be fair, it was first time I ever did any type of sparring. It was quite a funny moment. So because we had just finished up strength conditioning, and I saw some of the bigger and older guys in the gym, who are in the gym. They immediately just went into the ring. And they just started doing some sparring with each other. So me being me, I was like, I want to get in on this action. So I immediately went over to the ring as well. And first ever sparring session I did with two different older and bigger guys, probably a couple stone heavier than me. And I got slapped around the ring a bit, which was to be expected. I kind of knew that would happen. But I was told, I thought, well, and to be fair, one of the guys, 6'3", 200-pounder. So it was kind of... But apparently I did quite well, and I felt I learned a lot from it. So I kind of just wanted that like initial get in the ring. So I just loved the adrenaline of it and just all of it.
Brilliant. And you know, the thing is with boxing is that people looking from the outside won't realize is that you will fight against people who are heavier, and even fighters when they're going into a fight will fight guys who are heavier than them. But even no matter what happens, you still have that mutual respect, even though, like you used the words, get slapped around the ring. But actually, you're literally just working with somebody who's more experienced there, and you're actually learning as that happens.
Yeah, because whilst I was sparring with them, I was just getting given tips, and it's like such a respectful environment because everyone just like I was live yesterday, as you could see, and I had some people give me tips, and it's like. That's why I always write in my posts I need tips or appreciate it. Because all I want to do is learn. Like, if I get slapped around the ring a little bit, that's fine. Because it's like I'm just learning, improving. And me and the other guys in the gym are just there to help each other improve and get better and keep working towards our goals.
That's brilliant. And it is that mutual respect among people, among the fighters themselves. And like you said at the beginning, you got lots of people in there. But you don't know anybody from Adam, but you still have that respect of each other because you'll do some shadow boxing together. You'll probably be working on the bag together. So you don't know each other, but then you still have that kind of connection with people, which is brilliant. And I've done a few interviews before with some of the groups of lads down at Hockwell Ring before. And it's great to see some of the stories from them because you'll have different people, and this can be go for any gym, who you know, come from different backgrounds. You will have people who've been in your situation who've been bullied. I often say the situation where you've got people who can't speak up, but then you've got people who can't calm down. But they meet lovely in the middle, and that can actually be their new social group. You have people who start, you know, kicking around with each other after that because they've got their own little team around them.
Yeah, it's just such a like wonderful mix of people. Because like you see, like people like me who've come from being bullied, mental health issues, so on. People who need a way to calm down, people who just want to exercise, people who just want to learn, people who just want to make friends and so on. It's just a lovely mix of people really, and everyone's there for that one sustainable goal and just wants to help each other get better and just it's just the humble respect between everyone because everyone has that inner drive in them and everyone wants to outwork everyone else there, so it's just lovely really.
That's amazing. And how is that for you personally, now that you've started going to a boxing gym, how was that, you know, that new structure, how has that changed for you in terms of your mental health then, Zach? Has it had at least some of the improvements you wanted from it?
Yeah, it's had a lot of improvements to be fair. So I remember I made a post by I think end 2020 where I said how much it's actually helped me as well. It's like all of lockdown, it's like still now, I just train by myself in the garden and I'm just and it gets hard to stay motivated sometimes, but you just have to push yourself. But when you're in that gym environment and everyone else there just wants to help each other improve and so on. You have the coaches who are getting advice and you're just learning so much. It just helps you so much mentally. It's like with me, it helped me so much, really. It's like because I felt like now I can actually get where I want to be in life. And I think it's helped me strive towards that goal, and I love it.
And how has it helped you outside the rings in terms of anything to do with school? I mean, you know, have you been back to school much at all since we've had our lockdowns on and off?
Oh yeah, I've been back to school probably. Well, I was in entire time first term, but then second term I had to self isolate a lot due to people there being cases in my year. But I think overall it's actually helped me a lot in school as well because it's helped me boost that confidence as well. I think people have noticed that change in energy about me and how I generally act. It's like kind of helped me just learn a lot more who I am, treating people with respect. Like I'll treat people with respect before, but I think it's just generally just helped me as a person a lot. I think people in school have noticed that a lot more, and it's like I get given a lot more respect in school now as well than I used to be given.
And do you find that? I know this is probably going to sound an odd thing to say, given what's been happening, but do you think when you got bullied before, do you think that the sport of boxing could have helped those people to straighten out their behaviour? Or do you think, look, I don't care about that?
Yeah, I think it was. I wanted to I wanted to start boxing because not only because I loved it, but as well I think confidence boost and a bit of self defense because like I don't want to because I've always been the person not to let myself get pushed around. I've had some little scraps in school because I won't really let people just do whatever they want really. So
Yeah.
I think it is good. I think it is good either way. But what was the question? Sorry, I just kind of went on it.
I just meant if you think about people who do get involved, you know, groups of people who get involved with bullying people, like that has happened to you.
Yeah.
Do you think the sport of boxing, if you were able to get to those people before that could actually do them good and keep them away from that kind of negative behaviours that impacts people like yourself?
Yeah, I think boxing will help out anyone really. It's like those negative people who are just wanting to just make people feel down, so on, bully them. I think put them in the gym, give them a bit of a reality check, and it will kind of teach them more respect, how to do and what to actually do really. Because like boxing isn't just about it's not just a sport; it's a lifestyle. It's something that teaches you it like not just how to fight, not just improving your fitness. So it's mental. It's about respect. And that's purely what it is.
I love that. You know what? You've absolutely summed that up perfectly, Zach. I absolutely love what you've just said there. It is. It's just, and I always talk about beyond the ropes. You know, beyond the walls of the gym. There's so much more to it about. You know, it's like people who just don't listen to authority. It could be getting somebody who's now starts listening, understands how to be around other people. You know, changes their behavior. That can change their friends' behavior. It is so much more of a far-reaching thing, just like you said, of how boxing can be so good for young people. But Zach, I mean, at your age now, what other problems? I mean, your issues were around bullying, but what other kind of things do you think young people your age are facing in schools at the moment? What kind of problems do they go up against?
I think as well a lot of crime gangs, especially you see people say there's higher crime rate in Luton, but I think as well it's like dealing with that, drugs, crime, and so on, getting into gangs. I think boxing helping. It's like you see it in the gym sometimes, helping kids get off the streets and get out of that negative area and helping them learn that respect and how they should act and what they should really do. Because it's like even if you don't want to pursue boxing, just going into that gym, getting that work in, just learning, you'll stay away from all those negative things and you'll just help yourself in life in general. Because it's not just about if you have a passion for boxing, go to the gym. It's like even if you don't have a passion for boxing, say if you just like it or you just want to do it for exercise, it keeps you off the streets and it gets all these young people into a better place really.
Perfect. And you know what? And that's exactly why I've set up Boxing Saves Lives, and this is why I came around, Zach. You know, you
Yeah.
know, stopping people getting involved in, like we said, gang things, county lines activity, all those things, because ultimately it is something that's going to cause them harm. And you know what? You know, the worst thing that can happen to them is they can get into prison or get badly hurt or stabbed, and we've seen that, and people getting
Yeah.
killed. But even if they move through all of that, they still have a lot of living to do, and you cannot get those years back if you end up getting caught up in something now. So it's about trying to give that chance, create that new safe space for young people where they can go and enjoy something that will give them a good boost to their mental health, just like you said it did to you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, it's just helping everyone get off the streets, really, helping them just in general. It's just life skills, really. It teaches you so much. It's not just about getting in the ring and so on. It's about just those general life skills and just helping people in general. It's like, I think I watched the interview you did with Paul Webb before, and he said himself how his goal is mainly just to help young people, help them
Yeah.
streets and so on. Because that's like really, that's inspirational in the end.
Yeah, exactly. And but you know what? Because I started boxing Luton years ago, because I went in and did some training in Hockwell Ring Boxing Club, and that's how it all started from, you know?
Yeah.
So I started watching what people were doing, and I started writing about it and started doing all of that and interviewing the boxers and interviewing the coaches. And that's where it all came around. And then when I started to realize how much crime and stuff was starting to happen within the county and throughout the UK, I thought this is this little gap that we could have from what I've seen in boxing and all the work that's been done. So what is your ambition now, once we get things back to normal, shall we say, and boxing gyms are open properly? What would you like to do next then, Zach?
Mainly currently it's just getting into the amateurs, because I've already got my record book and medical card and so on. So I'm all registered to fight. And it's like the coaches down the gym have said to me, like, all you really need now is just proper sparring and some fighting, because that's all I want to do. Because they said, I remember first time I walked into the gym, I met Kay Prosper, and he said to me, our goal is to make champions." And I said, "That's why I'm coming here."
Yes.
Like, that's what I want to do. I want to get into the amateurs, win some titles, so on. Then Team GB as well is a future goal of mine. And then after that, professionals and become undisputed champion.
I love that. Oh, Zach, that's class. And you know what? It's just, you must be really thankful of how far you've come now in the last couple of years. You said you're going to be 16 in a couple of weeks. So over the last 2.5, 3 years, you must be really, it must even surprise you how far you've come.
Yeah, it's really surprising, to be fair, because I remember when I was 12, 13 years old, I'm a lot different of a person. I used to just be I still have those attributes about me where I'm still a young lad, still make mistakes, still just want to have fun, really.
Yeah.
But I used to be I never used to want to exercise, never go into fitness. I used to just be so different. It's like I used to be skinny, underweight little kid, and now it's like I'm still skinny, but I'm a lot. I used to just be underweight, and now I'm a lot better placed, both mentally and physically. It's like I never used to have good mental health, whereas nowadays, although I still have my struggles, I'm getting a lot better and learning how to deal with it a lot better.
And how has that impacted on home? So how have your mum and dad seen the differences in you since you started doing your boxing training?
I think they've noticed it quite a bit, because I remember first, in lockdown, I remember I used to say to them how I wanted to go to the gym and so on. And they kind of were just like, yeah, not too sure about that. But then I remember, I think them noticing my ambition for it and my passion and my dedication for boxing is kind of like when it would be pouring with rain, it would be just horrible weather, and I'd still be outside. Sorry about that. I'd still be outside for ages, just hours on end, just training, even like no matter how cold, no matter how horrible or anything I felt, like sometimes in the morning I'd still wake up and I just wouldn't want to live, really, and just not really want to do much.
Yeah.
But I'd still force myself to do it, and I would always push myself further. So I think it's kind of, they've seen that change in me, just like, so it's like they've seen me at my lowest of lows and highest of highs, and they've kind of seen where boxing has taken me and how it's changed me as a person and how much positivity it's brought to my life.
Oh, brilliant. You know what? You sound like a great role model for young people coming through the doors of a gym, Zach. And this is brilliant. And is this the first time you've done an interview? Have you done a few before?
This is my second interview. I did one with Boxing Bants
Yeah.
a couple weeks back. But yeah, this is my second interview now.
You know what? And you know, I look forward to coming down the gym when we're able to do it. And we'll get another video out on boxing, looting, and boxing saves lives, Zach, and we'll get it out there and we'll start counting down towards your amateur debut and stuff like that. So I'm really excited for your future. And you know what? I don't even know you very well apart from you chatting now, but from what I've seen, I'm really proud of what you've achieved so far, mate. From just from my background, and you're a great role model to young people. And you're very articulate in how you tell people about your experiences. And your mum and dad ought to be very proud of you because you've come a long way from in the last few years from what you've told me. So keep it going, Zach. You're doing absolutely brilliantly, mate.
Thank you. That's really appreciated. And keep up with Boxing Saves Lives, making a change, helping young people out. And it's just making a good difference. So thank you for this.
No worries. No sweat at all. Listen, what size t-shirt have you? I might have a wee t-shirt for you somewhere.
Hey, I think I'll probably be a large, to be fair.
Large. Well, look, I've got a t-shirt here for you, mate. So I'll tell you what, I'll get that over to you in the next couple of days. You ping me your address.
Yeah.
And I know you'll be out there sporting it. And I really, really, really look forward to catching up with you in person, Zach. Yeah?
Good to see you, man.
Thanks, mate. See you later. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Oh, and please thank your parents for me as well, yeah?
Yeah, I will. Thank you.
Thanks, mate. Bye-bye.
See you later. Cheers.